shit. Hello, everybody. What is going on? And welcome back to the Inane Bullshit Podcast. This is number... Oh, damn. I should check before. I'm pretty sure it's number 22. Bitch, this ain't no 21. This is 22. Sorry for starting in so dramatically zoomed in like that. I thought that would be kind of cool. Anyways, yeah. So this is actually a pretty good setup. This room is echoey as shit. And I, literally took clothes and threw them around the room. I literally threw them in the corners, and it's not as echoey anymore. It was really echoey. But let's get fucking started right off into this. Oh, man, that is so not in focus, except now it is. I can't keep staring at that. I could Casey Neistat it through the whole fucking thing, but it's 2 a.m., so I don't know. I'll just flip the screen back down, but then I won't. Damn. Alright, so this is already starting off to be a very classic Inane, and I'm really liking this setup. So normally I do a lav mic. I clip that shit up right here, but check this out. You guys are gonna love this. This is literally my fucking water pitcher, and then the microphone sitting on top with the audio recorder and and my wallet holding it. So I fucking love setups like this where it could all fall down at any second, but honestly, that's positioned so fucking well. I couldn't have asked for anything better. Anyways, so I did write down topics again, which I'm very glad that I'm starting to do now because, I love the old Inanes. The whole point is that it is inane bullshit, but at least it can be some inane bullshit that I felt like talking about, because once I hit record, it's like autopilot type shit. So what did I write down? But before that, I just want to make sure that you guys are having a dope day. Just let me know down below in the comments if you are. I've definitely been having a nice time. One thing that really caught me by surprise is the LSD video is spiking back up in popularity again. I think it's literally because there's a lot of comments, so it's an engaged video, but 99% of the comments are just people saying, bro, I saved $10, huh? You got ripped off, bro. As if right now I'm mad that I spent $10 extra on that experience that changed my entire life and my view on it. Whatever. I just think that's hilarious. So, inane. Damn. Should I start with the phone story? The fun thing about this kind of stuff is I feel like I talk about it all the time, but honestly, holy shit. I can't believe that this was already a whole year ago. Obviously, I always say that. Everyone always says that, time flies, but really, actually, what the fuck? This feels like it just happened, and I can't believe that this is already a year behind me. I can't believe that I've been out of Fargo for half a fucking year. That is really mind-boggling to me. The second before I was leaving, I was considering moving in with someone and doing video projects and stuff with them, and it just goes to show how fucking quickly life moves by. You have to make decisions like that, and I made that decision I don't know, I love this place, but I'm not growing here, I'm not gonna stay here, and it's already been that fucking long. That's Jesus, it's 6.5 months now. Anyway, so I talk about how the cops fucked around with me, and that was not cool. They were literally watching my friend's house, and he does pretty much, it's not that crazy that he sold grams of weed, and because of that, the entire narcotics department of Fargo, which sounds like overkill, it was only 2 agents, but that was the entire department. They were completely honed in on him because there's no other suspects in the area. There's nobody actually doing any bad shit, so they're monitoring his house. I dropped this dude off, and then they pulled me over for no reason. I saw the cop right behind me, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm gonna drive 5 miles per hour, and they still pulled me over. And then, anyways, okay, I could talk about that for hours. The funny part of it was, though, I pull out this exact phone, And I'm so glad to have this because there's a period of time where I didn't have this phone, and then I went back down to like my totally cracked, broken phone I had before it, and it just literally did not work. It would like tap on stuff all over the screen that I didn't want it to. It would literally send texts of like gibberish and lines of autocorrect, and I never wanted it to do any of that. So while I had this phone, right, it was brand new. I was so excited to have this shit. And I get in the fucking back of the cop car, and I have no regrets one bit, but I was insanely stupid for this. I was just so high. The cops split us up. I'm not gonna throw my friend under the bus, but I mean, if it was just me, I probably could have gotten away with just like driving away and being like, oh, sorry, officer, like I'll, like get home earlier or whatever. But my friend was bugging the fuck out. The cops pull us over. I'm talking calmly. I'm like, all right, here's my license and my registration. My friend's like, oh, and he's literally doing that. He's literally going like, and then the cops shine the light in his eyes, and he's like, oh my god. And they're like, you okay, son? And he's like, so then they like broke us up, got us out, spread us apart, like asking us questions and shit. So in the back of the police car, I pull out my phone and I literally fucking start vlogging. And I'm still mad that I don't have this footage, because what happened was I go, hey guys, I'm in the back of a police car. They caught me with fuck tons of weed. And then I see the camera right in the cop car. I'm like, no, we didn't. And then the door opens and the cop says, hey, give me that. And he pulls my fucking phone out of my hands. It wasn't like that's not very like above board. It's not like, I don't know. I just thought that was so fucked up. It's like they really just do whatever the fuck they want, because there's no like whatever. It's just like literally out of my hands. As it's in my hands, they just go, I'll be taking that. And then what happened was they actually got a warrant for it. And then when this happened, I was like, what the actual fuck? Like, I literally just had a few grams in my car, and like they got a warrant to look through my phone. Like, what the fuck did they think this is? I'm not like murdering people or something. Like, I smoked some weed and then drove home, and they got an entire warrant to search my phone. And they like showed up to my house with the warrant, and they're like, hey, we have a warrant for this. And I had to give them the key to unlock my phone. I give them the digits, and immediately I open up my laptop. And I don't know why I came across this feature. It was back when I had so much free time that I would just click around on pages to see how deep it would go. And I found out that in your Google accounts page, if you get deep enough, I don't even know where, I just saw it one time, you can actually remotely delete like Google devices. So I remotely formatted it, and what happened was they would unlock the phone, and the second the phone unlocked, it would go shutting down, and then the next time it booted back up, it was a factory reset, like it just came out of a store, which is really good because I was an idiot and there's like tons of incriminating shit on there. Anyways, 8.5 minutes. Ooh, see, that's why I wrote this stuff down. That was only supposed to be like a 2-minute story. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. I still find that the funniest fucking thing. And every time I use this phone, I'm like, ha, suckers. But they didn't give this phone back. That was the funny part about it, was how mad they were that they personally called my parents and they were yelling. And I'm not saying they were like, oh, hey, you shouldn't have done this. They were fucking yelling like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? You enabled your kids. You let them do blah, 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 blah. Like, deleting evidence, like all this shit. Whatever, bro. Fucking small city cops, dude. Nothing better to do. Anyways, I'm glad to have this back. They didn't give it back for forever. I mean, they said that they would give it back and they were done with it right after, that investigation or whatever, when I gave them the password, but it took them a fucking full year to give this thing back, which is probably for the better, because it's like I probably would have cracked and stuff. Anyways, I'm past that. I don't know, like, it's just Gary Vee is dope. I mean, I gotta always mention that. I think the thing is, when I get into like motivational type rants on here, I don't think I'm qualified. And that's a weird thing with it, because I'm not one to be able to give anyone any advice or anything. Like, I'm just some fucking kid. But the reason why I do that is because I don't know, I see a lot of people that are put down by this stoner stigma. They they know how much they love to smoke weed. They know how fun it is to chill out, but then they don't go beyond that. They don't realize like how you could use weed to incorporate like killing your anxiety, bringing your mood down to like a really awesome level, and then using that to be able to like do shit, you know? Like, I don't know how else to say it, but like life isn't satisfying unless you do shit. Like my mom right now, you know, literally the only thing she can do is wash clothes, and she's washing so many clothes. Like, she's loving it. I'm like, do you want any help? And she's like, no, because it's like literally like you, like as a human you have to do things, and if you don't do anything, like, you know, like it's just so obviously I'm not trying to dismiss depression or anything, but a lot of people who are like, I don't know, like surface depressed. They aren't like really, really deeply existential depressed. They're just like in a rut type depressed. It's because they aren't doing anything. And it sounds crazy, but like most of our emotions and everything happened through evolution or some shit somewhere along the line. And when it comes to depression, sometimes for some people, it really means that literally you feel so fucking bad that you want to kill yourself as like a motivation. Like, that is literally, it feels that fucking bad because that's what it takes to be like, go do something. And that's like what your body is doing. It's like, go fucking do something, because if you don't, it will literally feel this bad to force you to have no other alternative. But anyways, so it's just like, you just gotta be doing shit, and I don't feel like I'm qualified to be talking about that. I don't think that I'm, you know, even doing the most of my own abilities, but it's just weird, you know, like, especially a lot of people who like DM me and stuff, and they're like, oh, how do you be happy? Like, how do you, like, I don't know. It's just, so I'll pass the buck off. Like, if you haven't watched Gary Vaynerchuk, just like go watch that, because that's like a qualified person to talk about it. But yeah, I guess I'll move on from that to, it's like hot potato with topics. But yeah, no, seriously though, Gary V is like, it's like literally fucking religion to me. It's weird, I know. It's like the closest thing I have to worshiping a person, but it's like, it's such a fucking badass, like ultimate, like badass, I guess. I don't have anything meaningful to say about that. But it's cool because it's really easy to get sucked up into the whole material like image and the whole material dream. And yeah, it fucking sucks. Like, even when you identify it, even when you know what it still happens. Like, from all the music videos and hip hop and everything, like, I fucking vibe with it. I love it. But you know how weird it is that it's like, when you like listen to some hip hop and all you just imagine is like nice cars and money and that stuff, but you realize, I mean, it's not even like real. Like, the cars in music videos are rentals anyways, and it's like, I mean, I don't know, it's obvious shit, but like, it's just really weird when you think about it, like how it's such a like sold dream. It's not like an actual thing that would actually make you happy if you actually got it. It's just something that they're like, hey, look at this, I have it and you don't have it, and it's so awesome that I have it. And it's really easy to be tricked into thinking like, oh damn, that would be nice to have that and stuff. But I mean, it's just fucking weird. Like, I don't know. It's just such a weird thing. Anyway, so Gary Vee is like really heavy on that. Like, it's the fucking process. And I have experienced this 100%. When I was 16, I started up that business, and the reason why I hustled so fucking hard was because, I mean, I was a 16-year-old dropout, and it was in North Dakota, so people still had a pretty stigmatized look on like dropouts. So I knew, I was like my image was here, and just a normal I don't know, bachelor's degree person was here. No matter what we were doing, like if we're doing the same exact thing at the same exact level, they would automatically still look at me this much below them, and I had to do that much fucking extra just to balance it out. And like, god damn, dude, like there's seriously no times in my life that I look back on like that. And that is, it's weird. Like I've had really crazy experiences that would make like 14-year-old me wet his pants, but it's weird. Like I literally don't think about them. I just like gloss over it. Like most of my memory, like it just, if I didn't learn something from it, if there wasn't some like pain or hustle and lessons involved, like I literally, like it's just not really like a valuable experience, I guess. So it's like that period of my time was just like the best fucking thing ever. And it wasn't because of any like money or anything like that. It was 100% because of the hustle. And when I went to sleep at night, I was just like, oh my fucking god. Literally, no matter how much I tried, I couldn't have fit in more work than I did that day. And like there's nothing like that when you go to sleep. And the weird thing is I was, like 16, so now I can do more than I did back then on a day, but it comes down to just the effort. Like I can do more than I did before. Like I really I wasn't nearly as good as I am at editing now. Like I can crank out way fucking more videos. I can crank out what I did in a month every day now. But it's still like deep down, only you can know the effort. Because even though I can do that, I still know that I put in more effort back then sometimes, So it's like that truly is like the essence of happiness. And I don't know, I really feel like it's not that hard. It's just like Jim Rohn says, like it's the things that are easy to do, it's easy to do them, but it's also easy not to. And it's like literally that simple. It's like, I don't know, man, like it's weird shit. But yeah. But that's what's really interesting. I really like finding I don't know, I just like experiencing life, I guess. And what I mean by that is I talk about a lot of stuff that's really, really specific to me doing editing and everything. But I don't know, stuff like just traveling, like being with family, that totally kills it 1,000,000% in how much better it feels. Like I'm just like totally okay with dropping everything if it's something like family or something like that. So I don't know where I'm going with this. This is a little more convoluted of a inane, but it's more like me trying to figure out what I've been thinking about myself. And I don't know. I think one thing that's just been really interesting though is like I went back and I watched one of the favorite movies that I've ever seen in my life, Into the Wild. Holy shit, what a fucking epic movie. So, I don't know, like it's just what's really crazy is like, the more and more I think about it, the more I just want to be like Into the Wild. Like I would be fine with just dropping literally everything I've ever done and go like hitchhike Alaska. Like I would be fucking down with that. Like I would actually do that. And like the crazy thing is, like if I actually want to, I gotta do that like right now. Like I'm still young, I don't have any commitments. And okay, where was I trying to get to? I don't know, it's like a lot of people are bragging about like, look at all my shit, like look how much stuff I have all this, like cars and houses. And literally my proudest achievement in life is that I don't own shit. I own a backpack, a suitcase, and a car. I don't have anywhere to live. I'm not trying to say like I don't have anywhere to live. I have an amazing network of people. I have amazing family, and it's like really crazy, and it lets me be able to go around. But like I don't have a committed spot. Like I don't actually have any commitments to any place or anyone anywhere in the entire world at any given moment. And it's like that is my fucking proudest achievement. Not that like I have a lot of shit that I don't, because it's like so fucking freeing. And like that's the crazy thing. The more I think about it, it's more like the stuff I really want now and the stuff I'm chasing now, I'll probably want the opposite of later in life. That's why I gotta get this shit in now while I still really enjoy it, while I still really want it. And then I'll just, like get my fill. Because I don't know, as a kid, I could never imagine being married. I was like, fuck that. That can never happen. But the more I think about it, I'm like, like, there's a lot of fucking time, well, and not a lot of time at the same time. You know how that goes. But I'm like, if I get in my whole bucket list, if I do all my shit now, before my 30s, then in my 30s, I won't even want to do, like, ridiculous shit. Like, I won't want to sleep in cars and shit. Like, then I'll think about it over then, Like, I'll just get this shit in now. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. But I just know that, like, dude, it's just weird. Like what? Like, you gotta think about, like, what do you actually want? And, like, it doesn't have to be too complicated. I think it just has to be thought out enough that you know where you want to move to next. It doesn't matter after that. Like, you'll have a better sense of where to go after that. But I think I'm so excited because the position I'm in right now, I'm extremely grateful. This is all I've thought about for the entire past year and a half. Like, 18 months, completely 100%. Every single thought, action, decision that I made was all towards this one spot. But it's like a dog chasing cars or squirrels. Like I got it now. I don't know what to do with it. I just gotta go chase another squirrel. And what do I mean by that? Anyways, I'll go back to some of this stuff I've written. But basically what I mean, though, is it's like, I feel like ever since I was a kid, I just wanted to be famous. And there wasn't, like, a reason to it. It was just, like, just 'cause, And I'm really glad that I have my brother in my life. He's a project manager, so his whole job is to ask questions. And he just kind of, would ask me questions about my future and why I wanted that and how I was going to go about it and why I was going to go about it that way and how I was going to go through it step by step and how I was going to achieve those steps starting now. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, I really don't want to be famous. Like, I really just want to, like, I want to be, like, into the wild type shit, So, like, the thing is, I have to find my balance. I think I can find a niche. I can be, like, some traveling stoner type shit, but damn, I don't know. I gotta think of how to achieve this. Like, I want to smoke in Paris. I want to smoke at the fucking, like, pyramids in Egypt and shit. Like, I want an ayahuasca trip in South America. Like, it seems like there's so much shit that you can do and that I'm not doing already. And, like, I don't know. There's definitely got to be a balance, but I don't know. I think, I don't know. I should think this out more before I talk about it next time, but I think that's what's really cool, because I can feel a shift coming. Like, I really got to make some big changes in my everything, in the way I look at everything, and how I make decisions and stuff, and I'm really excited about this. Like, I think these are really important when you have just, like, these big turning points in life, because if you don't change, then it's almost like wasting time. Like, if it's the same thing happening, then, like, what is actually happening? So, yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's just, like, being with my mom, too. It's so fucking crazy how fast that happened. And on a realistic sense, like, on some real shit, thinking about this, it's like, my mom literally, I don't know, she worked harder than anyone I've met so far. Like, out of, like, all the people I've met. So, it's like, obviously this stuff's not fair. Oh shit, I totally forgot about the time limit on here. How long ago did that end? I have no idea. I was totally rambling on by the end of that. It probably didn't cut me off too too far. I probably got most of that. Anyways, it's like I'm not gonna get into a whole thing about what's fair or not, because I think, that's kind of the whole point of life. It's like life's a bitch and then you die. Like, that's such a crazy line. I don't remember what song that's from, but like it sounds so simple and just sounds so like ridiculous, but it's like, holy shit, that's actually like the whole, like everything. Like, life's a bitch and then you die. Like, that's damn. But like, I don't know, I literally cannot process what my mom has gone through. Like, she had to have C-sections for me and my brother. They had to cut her stomach open to let us out. And then what actually happened was they didn't put the painkillers in time. So they were like, okay, we're going to perform the surgery. And she's like, I can still feel it. Like the painkillers didn't set in yet. And she felt the scalpel go into her fucking stomach. What the fuck? And that was just like one out of a billion things. She came from Taiwan. First generation in her entire family to ever immigrate out. Like, Jesus. And then she gets into America, and then she has cancer 3 times, twice in the breast, once in the liver, and then now it's spread to the brain. Like, it's really crazy how this shit happens, and it happens so fast. Like, from her perspective, she basically graduated school, became a nurse, and then that's like her whole thing. Like, that was like very, very simplified, obviously, but that's how fast like an entire life can go by. So when I'm talking about shit, like, I'm never looking at it from an egotistical or like arrogant kind of perspective. I'm looking at like, this really is no fucking time to waste. Like, realistically, if I don't make a decision to go do shit, I could easily just be like, okay, you know what, I'll just go with the flow, and then boom, like, I'm dead, and that's it, like, my entire life. And I'm like, fuck that. Like, that doesn't sound cool. That sounds lame as shit. And yeah, so I don't know, man. Crazy shit. What else is in here? Oh yeah, so Gary V's dope, right? I just also, another thing is, oh shit, I should have gotten an Audible like affiliate code so I could plug Audible right now. But no, honestly, like, I've had some Audible books and I didn't listen to them for over a year. Like, they were just sitting in my thing. So now that I have a ton of free time, I put them on. I can't believe how fucking fast that shit goes by. I put them on like 2 times speed, and I've gone through like 3 fucking books, and I don't know how long, but it just feels like in the past few days. And so I listened to a couple Gary V books, and like, holy shit, seriously, that dude's insane. And then his like personal assistant on Team Gary, like India, it really trips me out. Like, I met her, and one funny thing is, if I did smoke with her, I probably wouldn't mention it, because that would not be cool to like mention like someone like that smoking. But I did ask her to smoke, so maybe it's better that she said no, so that I can mention it. But yeah, like, I actually knew her boyfriend, Craig Adams, way before I knew about Gary V. Like, he started this thing called Wedding Film School. I learned a bunch of my camera techniques and shit, and like how to use a glide cam and stuff from this dude. So last time that we were in New York, I was able to meet up with them. Fucking crazy experience. I was with Aaron, and yeah, that was just batshit crazy. So it's really cool that I got to meet her. And they didn't say that they would smoke, but their friends did. So check these people out. On Instagram, it's Just Fuck Off Co. Seriously, like, best brand ever. Like, I love when people just start up companies like this. It's literally called Just Fuck Off, and it's like pins and stuff of middle fingers, and just pins that say fuck off. And she's like Australian. Like, I love this world. There's just shit like that. So yeah, we took her out to, I don't know, like a park, and then we smoked a hella weed, and she was so fucking high. Like, she was like me level high. So she was like basically passed out. We just kind of like walk her back to the party, and we're like, all right, have fun. And she's like, Anyway, she wanted to collab on a pin. What should I do? Like a blunt? What if there's this like gold like outline of a blunt? And I wouldn't want to say like stoned alone on it. That would kind of ruin how cool it is. But just maybe like alone, something like that. That would be cool. I gotta hurry up on that. She said she wanted to do that before New Year's. There was that. What else? Without weed. Okay, so this is a really interesting thing. Literally, and here's the weird thing about life. It's just this story, right? It's this movie that you're directing and you're writing and you're doing revisions on and you're producing and you're the main actor in. So the weirdest fucking part of that reality is how easily you can rewrite memories. Like, people ask you, like small talk, for example. People ask you the same questions, and then you kind of form up like an auto response, and then you don't even like really think about it because maybe the first time someone asked you, you didn't actually deep down go back and think about what happened. They're like, oh, like, I don't know, what's a good example? Like, oh, where are you from? And instead of saying where you're actually from, you just say like an easier answer. You're like, oh, like downtown or something. And then you say that so often that you don't even actually think about it. And then you like almost rewrite that memory. Anyways, basically what I'm trying to say is it's like when I look back on why I started Stone Alone, it's really like a billion things. Like the reason why I'm doing it is because I wouldn't go this all in if it was just like one or two reasons. I mean, it was like literally everything that I had ever looked for in life. I had a definitive, like, I would keep trying and I would keep coming up with new solutions. Like, okay, like, I don't know, like how to be happy, how to make money, like this stuff. And, I don't know, it just turned out that Stone Alone popped up and it was a fucking answer for literally every single thing that I'd ever had in my entire life and my like worry about destiny and like not having regrets and stuff. It's so fucking trippy. But one big angle from Stone Alone is literally just the first time I smoked weed. Like I just took one hit of weed and I visualized the entire past year and a half in one fucking smoke session. And like that actually fucking happened. I can't believe that shit. That like it's so trippy to me how life works. And I don't know how to explain this other than just saying trippy over and over again. Like no words can live up to this, but I literally visualized this shit out and I felt it and I actually lived it, and it was such a weird like what the actual fuck, because there's a difference between like a daydream, like when you're just sitting and you imagine like I don't know, like a meteor explodes, or like I don't want to get dark, but like do you ever just daydream and it's just like like I don't know, like it's like Call of Duty or something, or like GTA, and you just like look around and it's like I don't know, it's not like that. It was like a daydream, like a deja vu type shit. Like holy shit, this is gonna happen, or I have felt it actually happening. And like what the actual fuck, like literally the entire past year of my life was like that. I took one hit of weed. I literally just stole some of my brother's weed. I had less than a gram, like a couple fucking crumbs, and that's all I knew about it. I'd never seen more than that before in person. I had never seen any other smoking apparatus other than a tiny metal one hitter. And I just take one hit and I'm literally like, I want to smoke blunts. I want to smoke joints. I want to smoke out of bongs. I want to meet people that make bongs. I want to meet people that make vaporizers. I want to represent those vaporizers. I want to make films around all of these devices and make the most vibing videos about it on exactly how I feel right now, and everything I'm seeing right now. I'm going to actually have to create it because there's nothing else like that out there right now. Like all just in the same first hit. Like I can't. So fucking crazy. So I don't know. I just gotta say, like, bottom line for everything is no regrets. Like, I'm really glad I went in on the business thing because I know I don't have to be like a business owner person to be happy. It was cool, like bragging rights. I fucking loved that at 16, being like, oh, hey, look, I'm in the newspaper and stuff. I don't even give a fuck anymore, but like, seriously, that was everything to me. That was like it literally could not have gone better. I couldn't have thought of a better scenario back then. So like I went all out on it. And if I didn't, I would still be wondering now how that would feel. And so I did that. And like, I don't know, it's so fucking weird because it's not practical. It's not even realistic. It's not even logical. Like, so I don't know how to explain how to be happy and shit. And I don't even know how to explain how I made myself happy or got myself here, because when I think back to how it happened, it doesn't make sense because life just doesn't fucking make sense. It's literally like just some fucking weird video game. And I knew what game I was gonna play, and I don't know, like it's the more I explain, the less that it actually like logically makes sense. It makes sense in the sense that as I'm saying it, I'm like, yeah, you know, that is what happened, but it's not like logical or anything. I don't know. It's fucking weird. Life is so fucking weird. But yeah, that was that, you know, like so basically I'm not saying that I'm like done with it, but basically like I basically did everything that I visualized in that moment. And if I didn't do it all the way, if I didn't fucking stay up every single night and wake up every single morning just like right away, like, okay, let's get into this fucking shit, let's do this video, what can I do better, what can I do next, how can I up this, like every single second, then it would have been like shy, like I would have been shy of what I wanted to see. And if I did just 1% less on it, then I would be regretting it. I'd be like, fuck, man, I should have done this differently. I should have. But I don't have a single part of that. And the less I had regrets, the less I thought of the past. And obviously, it sounds cheesy, live in the moment, but it's fucking insane how much I live in the moment now. Like, it's actually, like, insane what can actually happen with life. And I don't know, like, I'm just thinking back to how life felt and how it looked just 2 years ago, and it's just not even the same planet. It's not even the same thing. And basically my point with this is anyone can make these radical changes. Like, you just can't be afraid of this shit. So that's why I'm like excited for this. Like, I have no problem with dropping everything that I've ever like known and got, like, I don't know, worked on and everything in my life. Like, I have no problem with that, because it's probably gonna have some dope shit and like learn something. So I don't know what the common times are of Stone Alone. I have to be practical, right? Like, I'm totally, sometimes I'm two clouds and okay, wait, come on. Focus, bro. You can focus. I don't know. I'm like, sometimes I'm too talk, not enough walk. Well, not even. I have to do the talk first before I know what to walk, basically. But yeah, the coming times, I think I'm gonna focus more on adventure than vanity. Like, it's hard, you know. I still want to do videos with Lamborghinis and shit. Like, I mean, cause right, like who else is gonna do it? Like, I feel almost obligated to. I gotta hotbox fucking self-driving Tesla while it's self-driving, smoke like a couple blunts. I have to hotbox a Lamborghini. Like, it's not even an option. Like, I just have to. Like, and that's how I'm feeling about it. And like, on real shit, like, that's actually how I feel about that. But I don't know. Like, I don't know what points I'm trying to get, because there's multiple points that I could arrive to. It's just like I think one thing that I should say with it too is the reason why having a goal and everything is so important is because any step of the way I could have been happy with. Like, with Stoned Alone, so many fucking people are hitting me up to smoke with them. So many people are hitting me up to go to parties, but I think I've only gone to like one party in my entire life, because the vision was that much more important to me. And I don't regret that. I mean, the thing is, you just have to develop an intuition. Like, I would say follow your gut, but I gotta say you have to develop your gut first. And I don't know how to do that for you, but like, you just have to, because I can just feel in my gut if I'm gonna regret something or not. So like in Taiwan, you know, it wasn't that bad. I missed a few days of upload, but I had no regrets because I made a new friend out here. I literally only have one friend in this entire fucking hemisphere, like 7,000 miles from America, like my only actual friend out here. So I had no regrets. Like, I'm not even gonna think about like the video and everything. I'm just like, whatever. Like, I can feel it in my gut. Like, this is the non-regret decision. So I just totally chilled the fuck out. I had a blast the past few days. Anyways, but back then when I was like in Fargo and stuff, it just like I would just, it was a case by case basis. And most of the time my gut would just say, it sounds enticing. It sounds cool to go to this party. But fuck, bro, you've been missing out on uploads. You know what you could be doing, and if you don't do it tonight, it could be easily months before you come up with this idea again and go, oh shit, why didn't I do that months ago? And I don't know, like, I just want to emphasize that, like, not that I'm like, I don't know, it's not like doing homework. That's damn. How do I, like, I don't know. It's tough with the whole school thing too. I understand how much of a wrench school throws into everyone's situations, but I would argue that like my mom's cancer situation is equally, if not, more of an adversity. So that's been there the entire time that I've had Stone Alone. So I am very grateful for how easily I could have been making these videos. I, was rent free at home all the time and everything. But that's like that easily could have stopped me from having motivation and stuff on this. But like I don't know, like when you just know what you have to do next, I think that's just the most important thing. So that's what I'm working on right now. Like I have no fucking clue. And oh wait. Okay, so that's the hard thing with taking things literal. I'm so thankful for my stoned loners too. What's really cool is that like my head is just a constant fucking devil's advocate. That's why I'm so like back and forth all the time, because I can't say something. I can't even utter a word or think a thought without immediately coming up with the direct opposite perspective, which is great. It always works out. It's just really fucking weird when I'm trying to talk to people because I'm like, what? And then I completely counter argument on why that is so stupid and why it's the complete opposite. And then I'm just always like that in my head. It's worked out really well in my life though. Anyways, what the fuck? I was saying some shit, but like basically right now, my opposing sides of me, one part of me wants to just not give a fuck, not use any internet ever again, and just go wild in the fucking Amazon forest or some shit. But, like, filmmaking is my number one. That is what gives me all of my happiness above all. I have to mix it. I want to travel more, but I will never stop filming stuff. That it doesn't get in the way of my experience. It is the experience for me. When I go to, like, I don't even go, like, if it wasn't for filming, I would never go to a tourist attraction ever again. Like, on some real shit, some, like, quick advice for anyone, if you've never traveled or you want to travel or you are traveling more, it's really not about the tourist attractions. The moments that are actually fucking amazing, that will actually live in your memories, are when you're walking down a random alley on some street you've never heard of, and you can just hear, like, the music, see the people, smell the smells, and taste the food of this place that you can ultimately feel like it's alive. Like, you can feel its personality. You can tell that it's such a specific place. And, yeah, I mean, and then it's just like, it's not about the tourist attraction because that's where all the fucking tourists are. Like, it's not how that actual place feels, it's how that place feels when people are trying to make a bunch of money off you and sell shit to you. So anyways, the only reason I go to tourist attractions and stuff is because of the filming. I never think about like what I'm actually experiencing. I'm just like, holy shit, this is gonna be so awesome to film, and I just go like place to place, and like the experience is definitely filming for me. Like that is everything. But I want to do more wild shit, like oh, dude, Into the Wild, just that shit, like that got me into a whole different mindset. And like Devon Supertramp, Dude, that's what got me to buy my glide cam. Like that kicked off a lot of things for me watching Devin Supertramp. Mixed with a lot of other inspirations and everything, but that really kicked off a lot of gears for me. Like, dude, that fucking guy. Like, and then every time I see a channel like that, my first thought immediately is that, but there's no weed in it, and that sucks. I gotta do it, but with weed, there's just, it's like, it would be way better if there's weed. Like every time I see a video of someone skydiving or cliff jumping or some shit like that, I'm like, dude, if there's a blunt in their mouth too, like, so I do want to do that. And right now that sounds impossible. I have no fucking clue where to start with that. But it also seemed impossible to me that I would have ever met another WeedTuber in person, ever. That WeedTube would even exist. When I had that visualization, that first sesh, I didn't actually know WeedTube exists. And I don't know, this is like, people may not fully agree with me on this, but this is how much I believe in the simulation theory. I literally feel like all of the WeedTube and all of this stuff like simulated and rendered out after I had that visualization. Like all this stuff rendered out and then I came across it. That's a little more out there, but I mean, like, that's how I look at things. Holy shit, this is actually going to be a long podcast. I'm going to move on from this subject. This is basically what I've been thinking at heart, though. It's been hard trying to put it into words, but I'm getting some of it out there. It's interesting. And the battery's dying. I have been recording for a long-ass time. I wonder how much longer I can go. I'm going to restart it here. Okay, so let's try to crank out some other random. Holy shit, that huge tangent was just because of 2 letters or 2 words that said without weed. But I don't know. Basically, my whole point was that my entire last year and a half was chasing that one visualization of the first time I touched weed. The first time I encountered it, I immediately was like, I have to take this all the fucking way. I'm not just gonna smoke little crumbs. I'm gonna fucking go to weed farms in California. I'm gonna hold turkey bags of this shit. I'm gonna go all the way in every fucking aspect of everything with this. And I don't know, it just seemed far out there. Like, it didn't seem like something that I was actually gonna do. It just seemed something that I was like, I would think about while smoking. But I don't know, like, everything that I thought about then actually happened. And the more like I did stuff, the more effort I put in, the more that shit got attracted in. But I gotta say, I could easily live without weed. Like, I couldn't live without filming. I couldn't live without movies, literally. But I could easily go without weed. I'm feeling fine. I'm 2 months in. Like, it's really like such a big world other than it. And obviously, I'm not going to be condescending to people that do smoke weed. It's like this whole point of this, but I don't know. It's not like I grew out of it either. I'm going to be smoking weed my whole life, but I'm just really glad to know that I'm able to be like this without it, because that just shows how much of a transformation I have since the first time I smoked. Like, I definitely went through and looked into my psyche and all this shit that I didn't want to face about myself, and I fully accepted and love myself for who I am, like, on the inside. And really, that's a big key to life. I mean, I'm fine in any situation. I don't take anything personally. I just feel fucking good, and I don't need any weed. It's like I'm on a natural fucking high. Let me tell you, I'm not kidding when I say I'm doing dorky dances, I literally, like, a high comes on, and I don't give a fuck. Everyone's staring at me. They don't get it, especially in Taiwan. Like, they don't get it. They're like, oh, there's a fucking Americaning it up here, but it's amazing. Like, I don't know. I gotta praise dance. Like, people that are afraid to dance, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I remember being like that, but, like, Jesus, like, don't be afraid of that shit. It's incredible how fucking good it feels to just fucking vibe out. And, like, I don't know how to dance. I'm just fucking around, and it's the best thing ever. And no, seriously though, that's like literally keeping me high out here. And, like, music, I already made that little video on it, but I'm appreciating it so deeply. Like, I don't know. I love weed, and I love being able to take it really far. I love being able to try out all the different ways. Like, I really truly love the plant and think that it could benefit people, and think it's fucked up that it's illegal. And it would be cool to contribute to helping, that image and that stigma against it and everything. But personally, it's like, I think it's really cool. It's really cool taking this tea break, and I'm really enjoying it. And like when I go back, it's gonna be a full on psychedelic, and that's fucking crazy to me. Like I'll probably smoke while in Taiwan, maybe once or twice. I don't want to push it. I don't want to like actually push the risks, but I also feel like I'm fucking Tim. Like I can't not do that. I can't like not smoke in Taiwan. So I don't know. Like I just thought that's important to stress. Like what is actually fulfilling in life, and I don't know, a big key to it is definitely like, accepting yourself for who you are, because it's not about just like quick temporary solutions. It's not just about like, oh, you hate your life and it really sucks, and just like let's just like waste today away to make today feel better and like numb today out. Because for me, I feel like I live at weeks at a time. Like they just flash by so quickly, and not because I'm always doing stuff. Like in Taiwan here, it's the opposite. I love doing these vlogs. I love sharing the positive energy, but I do want people to know that the reality is I'm not leaving this house. And it's not even a house. It's like one little apartment. I'm not leaving here. I'm with my mom any second that she's awake, and sometimes in the mornings I go out for a few hours, and that's when I film all my shit. I'm not saying I don't have the dopest time. I really do. And that's kind of my point. Like I don't need a whole lot to be happy, and I think that's what's cool to strive for. It's like, I don't know, and it's just really weird hearing these rappers, and it's like, oh, like I vibe with this music, and then hearing the words, they're like, oh, I'm on so much Xanax and codeine, and I'm like, I mean, that's not envious. I'm not like envious of that. That sounds fucking horrible. Like I would really not rather be on codeine and Xanax right now. Like that doesn't sound like a better situation whatsoever. Even if you're filled with a room full of women and cars and money, like that sounds like a much worse situation than me in my cozy ass fucking hoodie in pajamas with like a glass of this yogurt drink. Like I feel so cozy right now, I don't need anything more than this. But I don't know. That's weird. So I look at things from really extreme points of view. I could easily veg out and not leave a room for the rest of my life and be happy. But the reason why I do most things is because of my regret radar. And when I'm 80, I would be really fucking pissed off if I wasted all my good youth years and my good health on shit like that. Like my mom, we went to the grocery store today and we had the hover around thing. That thing I fucked around with and played 21 Savage too. She can literally only like walk across a room. Like that's the energy level that she has, and she has to use a cane for that. That's fucking crazy. Just a few years ago, she was running around as a charge nurse, and she had a lot of... So, like, that's just what I'm thinking about, It's like, I could easily have fun vegging out and everything, but the reason why I do have to do all this adventure shit, all this crazy bucket list stuff, is because I can, And when I'm 80, I'm gonna be like, fuck yeah, I did that shit. And I won't be, like, mad that I can't, because I won't care. I already did that shit, so... I don't know. I think that should be the number one driving force for anything ever, in any decision ever, for anyone, just regret. And really no one else can answer that but you. And for me, damn, I felt like I had so much more shit to say, but the camera just died, and I realized my notes have like these giant paragraphs of stuff, but it's not even really stuff I have to say. It's just like, that was like totally rant stuff that I had to get out. I'm glad I wrote that shit down. I don't know. The video's over, but if I could leave you with one more thing, I guess I'm not gonna tell people to do like a diary because I would never do that shit. The only reason I wrote this was specifically for the Inanes. But if you find yourself willing to do this in like a note app, if you just have some really, I don't know, like deep right before you fall asleep, like literally the second before you fall asleep, if you have just this giant monologue like I always do, like right before I fall asleep, like just like a big ass 20-minute monologue of everything in my own life that always happens, maybe find some time and actually write it down because it feels really good. I feel like a lot of times this stuff runs through our heads, but we never actually get it out and examine what we're satisfied with and dissatisfied with in our own lives. And it's not like you have to look into it super deeply. Like it doesn't have to be too intense with it, you know, but just on surface level, you can see some things that really excite you in life, especially the little things, and you know, try to maximize the amount of that you have in your life. You know, it's like for me, it's the fucking dancing. I literally dance all fucking day long in my life now because I just know how happy that makes me. It sounds random. It is a really random thing, but it's actually literally improved my quality of life. So, you know, there's that. I'll probably just leave you with that because now I just want to talk for hours more. But I have to go to sleep. So I hope that you enjoyed this inane bullshit, and I hope that you have a good time. You know, it's all good vibes, and that's the most important thing to think about. But I'll check you around, and goodbye.